Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a quick video because a lot of things are opening up again in the world, in different countries, in Europe, and even here where I live. Businesses are starting to open, schools are starting to open, and it's creating some anxiety, some uncertainty, and some division from what I've read and I've seen on social media. So I wanted to bring it down to three things. The first one is that if you are uncertain on how to act, what decisions to take, it is wise to send your kids to school or not, always listen to your inner voice, listen to your intuition, and know that you're always being guided. Ask for divine assistance, ask for a sign. If you ask the universe for a sign, it always delivers. You say, send me a clear sign today, and see what comes up. You might read a newspaper article, a blog post, another video, somewhere that really answers the question for you. What is the best step for me to take today? Just know that you're always supported in all that you do, and there's no right or wrong. So if you decide that you want to keep your kids at home, because that's what you're being guided to do, there's no wrong answer in the circumstances. The second thing that I'd like to talk about are the two first sutras of the Aquarian age as taught by Yogi Bhajan. Something that I'm very passionate about. I share this in all my conferences and my talks because I think they're super useful in helping us navigate these transitional times that we're all in. We're all moving towards a new era, the era of the Aquarian age, the era of light. And it might seem like we're going towards the darkness. Where is the light? Well, before we get to the light, we have to traverse some challenges. We have to go through certain things. And that's why it's so chaotic. The truth of the matter is that there are these sutras that help us navigate these times. The sutras is a one-liner, and it's a teaching that can be passed on easily and remembered. And the first two sutras are super helpful to help us get through these times of reopening. The quarantine period is ending in certain areas of the world, and confinement also is starting to ease up. So I think this is really helpful and useful in order not to get caught up in drama, chaos, and passion. So the first one is to recognize that the other person is you. So if someone triggers you right now by their decisions to go shopping or send their kids to school, recognize that there's a part of them that is being reflected back to you that is part of you. That's part of you. You are part of them and they are part of you. In other words, if they're being arrogant or they're doing something that bothers you, probably you have that inside of yourself. There's something about what they've decided to do that you've thought about, and you might not be clear on your decision. So it's triggering you. And just remember that the other person is you. You have whatever they're doing, you have that within yourself, and you might not be too proud of that. And conversely, if there's someone out there that you greatly admire, tremendously admire for whatever they're doing, then you have this inside of yourself too. You have their light, you have their ability, and so you have the opportunity to shine just as bright as they do. Perhaps you just haven't had the time, the courage, or the energy to show that side of you yet. So that's something else to keep in mind. And the other point and the other sutra that I wanted to talk about is the one about compassion. It goes, understand through compassion, or you will misunderstand the times. This is super important right now as things change, things evolve. We're trying to slowly get back into where we were before. Not that I think it's really possible. And so people will start to trigger us. Some people will wear masks, others will not. Some people will go to stores, some people will not. Some people will want to travel, so on and so forth. So you see where I'm going here. You may not agree with how people are going to be acting. And so it's super critical to keep your judgments to yourself. This is no time to create more division. We're already separated through physical separation, through isolation. So understand with compassion, whatever people decide to do, it's their business. You're a part of them, they're a part of you. And just act through compassion. Transform your passions into compassion. Passion is explosive. It's anger, it's resentment, it's jealousy, envy. Those are negative emotions. First of all, they really bring down your vibrations. So it's really not a good place to be. But they also trigger division amongst humans. It's the last thing we need right now. So again, if you go to a store and someone is a bit rude and they're just not in a good place, act through compassion. If they're projecting some of their anxiety onto you, understand that they're going through some challenging times. And if you act with compassion, if you forgive them immediately for that type of irrational behavior, then it will be easier for them to show you their good side, which they eventually will, because when you act through compassion, you're inviting positivity, love, and kindness, and it will be given back to you, reflected back to you. So that's what I wanted to talk about today as we again transition to a more fluid way of life. We're starting to open things up, and it might trigger certain things. It might create some havoc. So keep that in mind as we move forward. I hope this video has been helpful, and I will talk to you later. Thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.